are you trying to prevent me from making the movie I want to make?
Look, Stan, I don't want to tell you how to make your movie, but we cannot sell a movie with a pregnant woman getting stabbed 50 times in the stomach.
They did the same thing on Game of Thrones, and you didn't even flinch during the Red Wedding.
That was make-believe. Sharon Tate was a real person, and so was her baby. I don't think we should exploit their deaths. It's tasteless.
How are we going to make a helter-skelter movie if we're not willing to show the brutality?
We can be brutal without being obscene.
Hey, I gotta go. You look nothing like your picture.
I don't.
You're even more beautiful in person. Come in.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you have a lovely home.
Hey, thanks. Can I get you a drink?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'd love one. So, what do you do for work?
I don't really work.
Really?
When you do what you love, you don't have to work, and I love making movies.
So, you're a writer or a producer?
I am the director.
That's so interesting. Have you made anything I might have seen?
Yeah, have you seen the Slaughterhouse movies?
No way.
You're a fan?
I love horror movies, and Slaughterhouse is like my favorite series.
What do you like best about it?
I just love the concept. A real estate agent who sells houses and then kills the buyer so she can sell them again. It's pretty clever.
I was gonna call it The Foreclosure, but that really didn't settle well with test audiences.
You know what I always wondered about the movies?
Why they cost so much?
Where do the ideas come from?
Well, I come up with the ideas. I mean, sure, there's a writer, but I'm the guy who brings everything to life.
So where does your inspiration come from?
The creative process is so unpredictable. Ideas could come to me in a dream. They could come to me while I'm driving down the road. Ideas could even come to me while we're having this conversation.
Amazing. The mind of a creative genius fascinates me.
Do you want to see my trophies?
Oh, sure. Is that the award for Best Horror Movie Director?
That's the Stabby. Should have won more of these, but I lost to Paranormal Activity 8.5.
You ever think about winning an Oscar?
I'm not mainstream enough for that. I mean, when's the last time a horror flick ever won anything at the Oscars?
Silence of the Lambs?
One of my favorite movies.
Mine too.
A Woman of Fine Taste.
What's your favorite part?
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Or else it gets the music in.
We're gonna get along great.
So what other films have you made?
Cannibal Christmas, Redneck Nightmare in Oklahoma.
Manifesto?
Manifesto, that's right. One of my best.
I can't recall. Is that the one where the killer, he writes a manifesto that inspires generations of new killers?
That's right.
And then it ends with the new killer tracking down his inspiration and killing him.
Seems like you remember that pretty well.
You make a lot of violent movies. Have you ever thought that any of them are kind of irresponsible?
How?
What if a movie about a killer actually inspired a real person to kill innocent people?
I'd have egg all over my face if that ever happened.
Guess you don't watch the news much.
The news? That's more violent than anything I've ever directed.
Have you ever heard the name Travis Wright?
Doesn't sound familiar.
He was a troubled kid from a broken home. No one really expected much of him, but he defied the odds and made it to college. Seemed like things were looking up for him. I guess that's why no one knew he needed help. He killed 6 students, including himself.
Seems like you knew one of those students.
This is my sister, Rebecca Morrison. She was just a freshman. I encouraged her to go to med school, and my parents wanted her to go to law school. But thanks to that psycho, she'll never have to make that choice.
I'm sorry to hear that kid killed your sister, but what's any of that got to do with me?
Travis Wright wrote his own manifesto. And in that manifesto, he credits your film with his inspiration for killing people.
So you think I'm responsible?
I know you're responsible.
Wait a minute. We didn't meet by chance, did we? You found me so that you can play a sick fucking game. Do you even like any of my movies, or was that just part of your ruse?
To be completely honest, they're just okay.
So what's your end game? You put it on the internet and let it go viral?
I just want you to take responsibility for her death.
You're out of your fucking mind.
I won't leave here until you do.
No, you're leaving now.
I'm not going anywhere.
So you're gonna force me at gunpoint to say that it was my fault that your sister died?
That's the first part. I'm gonna make sure you never make another movie again. Then I move on to the writer and the producer and maybe even the lead actor. Anyone who had any part in making that awful movie.
Make it quick.
I want to ask you something before I kill you. Why do it? You have the resources to make any kind of movie you want. Why do you keep making them about serial killers?
When I was in film school, I had a totally different outlook on film. Me and my girlfriend Sarah, we were so in love, we just wanted to make love stories. We must have watched The Notebook 100 times. I got down on one knee the day we graduated and proposed. But then a few months later, the maniac killed her.
Did they ever catch him?
They did, but there wasn't enough evidence to convict him. So I write movies where the serial killer always gets caught in the end. I mean, it's kind of cathartic.
Tragic story.
I'm glad you think so, because I just made it up. I just came up with this great idea for a movie.